Hello everyone and welcome to the grand update 10 of my 1/400 scale Southwest Florida International Airport series. We will be accomplishing a major milestone in this update as I have at last switched from using the geminijets terminal to finally implementing my very own LEGO replica of RSW. While it's not yet finished, I think it looks pretty good so far. I'll cover the details of this towards the end of the video though. With that, we have lots of operations to cover, especially those that are making up for lost time due to the recent airport closure from Hurricane Milton. Anyways, let's get right into it. Starting over here at Concourse Bravo, we first have this bright blue Breeze A220-300. This aircraft just arrived from Manchester, New Hampshire, one of Breeze's newly added routes, the inaugural flight of which took place on the 5th of October this year. This is one of the several new routes Breeze has introduced as of late. The others I discussed after they were announced in the last update. I think it's safe to say that Breeze has truly begun to, and at this point has, become a major airline here at RSW, with lots of flights being conducted daily. They've vastly improved their network, especially when you compare now to merely 2 years ago, when they had only roughly 3 destinations to choose from at RSW. Following that, we have a model that is being introduced for the first time in one of my airport series, which is this Sun Country Airlines Boeing 737-800 with sharklets and their 40 years of flight Tide Pod livery. This aircraft is currently pushing back for its daily service to Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. Moving on to Southwest, we first have this SWA Boeing 737-800 which just pulled into the ramp from Baltimore, Maryland. It is currently deplaning its passengers and awaiting a baggage tug to unload its luggage compartment. Next, we have the esteemed Southwest Airlines Desert Gold Retro livery 737 MAX 8, which has just finished loading its passengers and is awaiting a tug so it can push back for its departure to Nashville. And now onto the only near complete concourse of my initial RSW replica, Concourse Charlie. I purposely demolished this very small area of the concourse because that area is currently undergoing construction for RSW's terminal expansion plan in real life. Said plan should add new airline lounges and significantly update the airport to add a more modern look. This construction has shut down the first 2 gates at the beginning of the concourse, gates Charlie 1 and Charlie 2. However, even without a jet bridge, this United Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 in the Continental livery is using this vacant ramp and just finished loading up its passengers for its service to Houston, Texas with some air stairs. A tug is moving the aircraft's GPU out of the way so that it may begin its pushback procedure. Following that, we have another United Boeing 737 MAX 9, only this one is in the Evo Blue livery. It's currently being fueled, catered, as well as having its baggage loaded for its upcoming departure to Denver, Colorado. After that, we have another 737 MAX, specifically the 737 MAX 8. This aircraft is having its checked baggage unloaded as it just arrived from United's main hub at Chicago O'Hare. Moving on to Delta, we have this Boeing 737-900ER that just pulled into gate Charlie 8 from Cincinnati, Ohio. And I just realized that rhymes, so that is unintentional. Next up, we have this highly serviced Delta 737-300. This aircraft is getting ready for its service to Delta's primary hub at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Currently, it is being fueled, catered, and having its cargo loaded in preparation for that flight. Moving on to Concourse Delta, which still needs to be completed. Nonetheless, this American Airlines Boeing 737-800 just arrived from Dallas, Texas, and is unloading its baggage from that flight. And as the first Airbus aircraft since the very beginning of the update, we have this American Airlines Airbus A320-200CO, which is currently being catered for its service to Charlotte. Following that, this Spirit Airlines A320-200CO recently came in from Atlantic City.
Banana? Stuart? Banana? Banana!
Finished deplaning both its passengers and baggage, and is now being sanitized by a cleaning crew in preparation for its return flight to Atlantic City. And as the final aircraft for today's update, we have this JetBlue Airways Airbus A321-200neo. Currently, this flying bus is being catered for its return flight to New York's John F. Kennedy Airport, after which it will go from New York to Paris. And now for a quick summary of my building progress for my new LEGO terminal. Concourse Bravo and Delta still require completion, and I think the addition of distance between them should increase given the small amount of space between the rear of the models. I also think a change in the arrangement of some jet bridges is in order, but other than that, I'm extremely satisfied with how the whole thing turned out. I made it compatible with the geminijets' elevated road in the back, added the trees that go out of the roof of the building, and added some details on the roof for good measure. As I said though, lots of things need some tinkering and overall completion, but I feel pretty assured that this is a good start. With that in mind, I hope you all enjoyed the grand 10th update of my Southwest Florida International Model Airport series. It's been almost 2 years since I started this series, and I'd like to thank those of you who have tagged along on my channel's journey since then, and especially those of you who have been there since the very beginning. As always, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and until next time, fly safe.